negotiation as an action has really bad branding. I think people, they hear negotiating and they think competitive, they think, adversarial, they think conflict, when in fact negotiating and negotiation is a form of communication. And so what I really want to help women do is get comfortable in being uncomfortable around negotiation. But the reality is there are an infinite number of styles, right? There are an infinite number of ways of defining negotiation, and part of being in your power is being confident, right? And so that means, how do we take these concepts and then tailor them so that they're authentic to who we are and they really amplify our strengths. With the theme this time being Wonder Woman, I wanted women to find a playful, curious way of expressing the focus that a huntress, that a warrior needs to express. So I came up with this idea of people pairing up and holding a target, and then the other partner aiming a rubber band at the target. Because the whole thing is focus, right? Like that's what Wonder Woman's really good at, and that's what hunters are really good at. But it also is a really powerful metaphor, right? That when you are trying something new and you have a specific goal, in other words, to hit a target, that adaptation is really important and iteration is really important, right? So even if you didn't get it the first or the second time, that you can still pick up another rubber band and try it again.
It made me realize, like, I have to take that same desire to get to a goal to work as well, because a lot of times, like, you might get one no or two no's and it's just like, okay, well, that's not for me. Whereas with this little exercise, I didn't even think about doing it again. I just kept doing it until I got it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, if I was this resilient and this kind of stubborn in a way in other areas, I might actually get some of the results I'm looking for. Yeah.
I really want to help people practice the thing that they're trying to do, right? Where is the anxiety point? The anxiety point is around asking for money. I had them write down projects or situations where they would be willing to ask for a check for $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. And the way that it's really written is, in what situation would you be willing to receive a check for an hour of your time at this amount? And then I had everyone break up into the room to practice the amount they wanted to practice at.
All I ask in exchange is a one-time fee of $5,000, which you are going to more than like 10 times that when you start getting requests from around the country to come teach this, because it's going to be so popular.
I felt much more empowered and also more free to play with a different type of dialogue.
She actually had us do an exercise where we had to ask for some money, and we had to choose, how much we wanted. And I chose 10 grand. I went all the way in. And, what would you do for $10,000? Like, what in 1 hour could you do for $10,000? Kind of giving the exercise away. But, I struggled with that. And she gave us some tips and some tools, but I came up with something that I think is worth $10,000. And not that I think, but that I know through the empowerment of this workshop. And hey, I got the check.
Really trying to add dimension to how we think about negotiation, and also help women be in a place where they feel comfortable trying out new stuff. And women said that tonight. Crystal said that tonight. I was so excited. She was like, look, I'm not normally so assertive in my asking, but I felt I was safe enough that I could do it in this environment. And I think I'm going to take it out into the real world. I'm going to try this again the next time I do a sales call. I am dedicated to helping create safe, loving, joyful, goofy, respectful, private situations, events, and environments for women to come together and really practice an important leadership skill. I think people talk about negotiation, they're usually talking about salary. Negotiation is a critical, key leadership skill. Your ability to negotiate can help you bend your very reality, because you can find options no one else can find.